Vroom, 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 vroom. Hey, you guys. I was just yawning there. It's your brother Paul. I hope that you guys are super fucking awesome. So, I just made a. This is the sequel, the continuation of the first video that I made, which is called. I just transferred it onto this laptop. The only thing you need to know about finding God. Okay, it's ironic because is that the word ironic? Yeah, I'm making a part two. I figured I'd make it in like parts. So in the first one we spoke about the confirmation bias and how whatever we believe, our brains will prove us right. Our brains will prove whatever we believe right. So I figured that it would be important for me to follow this up with something. Follow this up with something, which is essentially a question actually that I had asked myself way back during my search for God, which was okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. I was like, and I was just learning about NLP at the time, and NLP, for those who are not familiar with the term, those who are not familiar with the term, I love this. It stands for neuro linguistic programming. Sounds very fucking smart. Yes, yes, yes. So all that it basically means is it's the language of the mind or of the brain, right? If you do this, what does it trigger in a person? If you do that, how do you trigger certain reactions from people? That's basically what it's about. So eventually, I came to the conclusion, and I was asking God. I was like praying at the time, guys, and I was like, so God, if I mean, asking myself this question. I just want you guys to realize a lot of what I'm saying when I like quote stuff, not everything, but like a bunch of stuff I'm paraphrasing. So it's not like if the story isn't exactly the same the next time, I'm fucking paraphrasing, okay? I'm not quoting every single fucking decimal to the fucking decimal, okay? Um, but anyway, so my mindset at the time, I was asking God like, yo, so this is interesting. This is very interesting. Whatever I believe, evidence will appear for that. So, how the fuck am I supposed to find you? How the fuck am I supposed to find the truth? How the fuck am I supposed to find God? Right? So, I think that's a logical conclusion to come to if you really think about these things. Essentially, thank God I found a solution. I guess you could say. I guess you could say that. Oh. So, there's there's a very profound verse in the Bible, actually, where Jesus says, I'm not sure if you guys believe in the Bible or not. For those of you who do, that's great in its own way. And for those of you who don't, that's also great in its own way. But just hear out what I'm saying, regardless of the book that it's coming from. I could just as well have quoted from any other book had I some type of knowledge of that book, okay? But I'm just using the Bible. So it's a great book, by the way. You could learn a lot from it. Same with a lot of other religious books. Anyway, so Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. Okay? I am the way, the truth, and the life. Now, a lot of people came to, and me too back in the past, right? I'm just going to lean against this beautiful apple tree. Okay? A lot of people back in the past, me too back in the past, would take that line to mean Jesus talking about himself. We would interpret it in that way, right? Because he says, I am, right? I am the way, the truth, and the life. Clearly, Jesus is talking about himself, right? I'm not saying I'm Jesus or anything. I'm Jesus. But when when we look deeper into the Bible, right? Just go a little bit back for some context, right? When we look a bit back, we see. By the way, a footnote here. It's important for us to remember that the Bible has been translated again and again and again and again, and not only translated, it's also been updated as well. So it's not only been translated from different languages, but it's also been updated. So the language that has been used may evolve and be modified from what it originally was written down as. So we look further back in the Bible, what you'll find is that there was a time when there's a time when God was asked, right? Who are you? Or no, who are you? He was asked, what's your name, right? And we see God calls himself, like we call God God, right? But we see in the Bible there's a part where God calls himself I am, right? He says, I am who I am. I am that I am. What is his name? His name is I am, right? He calls himself I am, okay? So, it's funny that also in the Ten Commandments it says, thou shalt not use my name in vain. And all the time back in the days, I would think that if I said like, oh my God, I thought that then I would think like, oh, I'm using God's name in vain. But it's a lot deeper than that, okay? It's not just like, I mean, who gives a fuck? Oh my Paul, oh my Paul, oh my Paul. Who gives a fuck, dude. Anyway, don't know if you caught on that. But anyway, let's stay focused, right? So, when Jesus says, I am the way, the truth, and the life, he's not referring to himself as in the person in the parable, the story, Jesus referring to himself, but it's like the name of someone called I am. And that being is the way, the truth, and the life. So we ask ourselves, what is objective truth, right? This is the question of this whole video, ultimately. I should have put this in the beginning again. I'm growing, I'm learning, I accept it, okay? Fucking sexy as fuck. Oh my Jesus Christ. I'm so humble, guys. Don't you think? I'm so humble. Okay, anyway, what is objective truth? Okay. So, in that line where he says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. He says truth in there, okay? So, the truth that I would take from this, okay, regardless of whether you believe in the Bible, whatever the fuck, in this line, in these two lines, the connection of these two is that when we remember the confirmation bias, we remember that whatever we choose to believe becomes true for us. Maybe it would make sense when Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. So who is this I am? I am is you. Okay, I'm pointing at you, okay? I am is me, okay? I am. Okay, I am is that being. It's beyond the body. It's beyond the mind. It is a state of being. It is before anything else. If you say I am happy, right? This is a simple example, right? If you say I am happy, right? You say I'm happy. I'm happy. I think I am pretty happy. You say that before anything was said. You said I am, right? If you say I am pretty motivated to gym, right? I'm pretty motivated to drink green tea. I love the taste of green tea. I am loving the taste of green tea. What is green tea is quite nice though. Well, you learn to love the taste. It's like wine. So before all of those things were said, right? You have the cult leaders there. Okay. You said I am. Okay. So that I am, that being, that is the name of God. That is the name of essence. That is the name of truth. Truth in its nature. I guess it could be objective in one sense in the way that it is I am. But it's not really objective because it's got infinite potential. How can we give infinite potential objective qualities? And saying infinite potential, I don't know if that's an objective quality. Okay? Truth is more subjective. Truth is very fucking subjective. You are the truth. And when you choose to believe something, you create it for yourself. If you believe that you create it for the world, what's going to happen? You're going to see evidence that you do fucking create it for the world. If you don't believe that, you're not going to see evidence for that. Okay? So, what is objective truth? You are objective truth. Well, you are the truth, okay? I am the truth, I am the truth. I am the way, the truth, and the life, okay? No one comes to the Father except through me. Jesus was Jesus wasn't talking in that. You see, it's funny because we choose what's parables, right? We choose, I think this story is a parable, I think this story in the Bible is literal, and I think this one is a historical anecdote of a true event that's just been documented in this journal, right? But then, oh no, this was a parable. This is clearly a parable. Oh, and this is an apocalyptic writing, and this is literal, and this is that, blah blah blah. We choose, right? We're choosing, right? And it's funny because whatever you choose, you're gonna find evidence for that to be there. Okay. Even if something seems so fucking stone solid and concrete, and multiple people can agree on it, if you fucking persuade yourself, or not even persuade yourself, but keep moving into the possibility of it not being that way, you'll see that you can go infinitely deeper, and you can go deep, 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 deep. And then eventually what happens is you're like, whoa, guys, guess what I discovered? Yo, bro, what did you discover, man? I found out that this tree, all along we thought it was brown. Yeah, bro, but the tree is brown. But dude, if you imagine it as orange, and you keep imagining it as orange, you'll see that it's actually really orange. Whoa, bro, let's try it. And then they sit there and this is a lowbrow example, maybe, I don't know. But it's like, you get the point. I want it to be simple enough for you to get the point, okay? You're looking at this tree and, oh wow, dude, the tree is really orange. What the fuck? It's really orange, you know? It's really orange. Okay, then you walk past another tree. Oh, that tree is also orange. This tree is also orange. Okay, but if you do the same thing, you can make it blue too. You can make it green. You can make it whatever color you want to make it. You get what I'm saying? So there's this saying, it's called, and I think you may be familiar with it, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And no, that doesn't just mean that I have very dreamy eyes, which I do. And thank you very much for the compliment. But what beauty is in the eye of the beholder actually means is the beauty that you see in something else. If you look at a beautiful sunset and you see that beauty, if you think that that's beautiful, that's because you are projecting beauty onto it. The beauty's within you. Okay? You are projecting it onto that thing and it's beautiful. It's fucking gorgeous, right? If you think that let me use an example. If you think that a porno scene is gorgeous, it's beautiful, you're projecting beauty onto it, right? That guy's fucking the girl in doggy style. You think it's beautiful. You're projecting your own beauty onto it. Meanwhile, someone else might see that, and because of the social conditioning that they've received, not that you haven't received or I haven't received, I'm just going to speak positive. I'm perfect. There's my positivity. So, not that a person hasn't received social conditioning, but that other person looks at it and they see something not beautiful, like, oh, gross, that's disgusting. Is that a penis? Is that a vagina? Oh, gross, gross. Is that reproducing? Oh my God, are they making a baby? Gross, right? They are projecting disgust onto it. You are projecting beauty onto it, right? It's in the eye of the beholder. If someone doesn't project anything and they're just present to the moment, they just silenced all of their thoughts, all of their judgments, and they just managed to just be pure seeing, pure knowledge, pure awareness. Sounding a little bit like Russell Brand. Shout out to Russell Brand. I fucking love him. Someone just being purely aware of it. They just see the colors, they just see the pixels, they hear the sounds. There's no story or narrative behind it. It's just there. Yes, you like that? You like that? Want to play by hair? You like that? You like that? Oh yeah, spank me, daddy. Spank you. You're my You're my my sexy little slut. You fucking like that? Okay. He's present. I love this example. He's present to the moment. There's nothing going on in his head about this thing. But the moment he creates some kind of meaning and attaches some story to it, it all changes. It all goes, oh, it's amazing, or oh, it's not amazing, or I don't give a fuck about it. You see? So, objective truth. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right? The beauty and the beholder and the eye of the beholder cannot be separate from each other. They are the same thing. It's just like how Jesus said, I and the Father are one, right? He said, you are the Father is the vine and you are the branches, right? The vine and the branches, a vine and its branches are not two separate things. the only reason that a vine and its branches are two separate things, quote unquote, is because it's a mental conception. It's an idea. This is a tree. This is an example now. This is a tree, and that's a branch, and that's the tree's branch, and that's the tree's leaves. Okay? You could just as well have said this is, like maybe in another language or another mental conception, you could just say this is a plant. And then you don't give any other names to this whole thing. Oh, what's this? Is this a leaf? No, it's a plant. It's part of the plant. It's the plant, right? But you see, the thing is, you can separate it into as many different labels and names as you want to. It goes infinitely. Like, so you can name the bark, right? So you can say, oh, each part of this tree. This is a different part. This is the bark, and this is the epidermis, and then you go into the bark, and this is the what. I hope that you get what I'm saying, okay? But in reality, it's not really separate. It's the same thing. In the same way, it's not really separate from the ground. It uses the ground to function. It's not really separate from the air. It uses the air to function. How does it use the air to function? I trust that you're following with me. We inhale the air and then we exhale carbon dioxide, and it inhales the carbon dioxide, and it's like we're one with the thing. So I'm not really separate from this thing. I'm not really separate from this world, right? Okay. In the same way, when you look at something, when truth looks at something, right? It is not that it is separate from that thing. Okay? It is creating that thing. So what is objective truth? Who is God? Who is God? If the meaning of existence is up to you, then I think we all know who God is. Okay? I think we all have a pretty decent idea of who God might be. I don't know. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm God. I am that I am. Okay? Good job, Paul. That was really cool. That was really fucking brilliant. That was really fucking brilliant. So I always have these things where I praise myself, just like randomly. It's like, yeah, great job. Applause myself. So I hope that makes sense for you guys. I hope that really makes sense. What else is there to be said on it? Like I said again, take it with a grain of salt. Don't digest it immediately, or digest it and think about it, but don't like this. This is a good saying. I'm not sure if it's by Thomas Edison or someone else. If you guys can, if you do know who this person is, just please type it down in the comments so I can know. But someone once said, it's the mark of an educated mind to be able to hold two ideas without like fucking without like clinging to necessarily to one, or like cling to, or like exploding, or like you're able to have these two I hope you get what I'm saying, right? You're able to have these two ideas and you can kind of weigh them out, okay? Your original idea and the other idea, so you can kind of have them at the same time, and just see which one works for you, which one makes sense to you, okay? So keep growing, keep improving, keep loving yourself, being present, and stay calm in your emotions as I say these things. Yeah, feel your breath. Be present to the moment. Don't allow yourself to get caught in these things we call thoughts. Be aware. Don't get caught in the thoughts. Be aware of the thoughts and then manage them from. You don't even need to manage them, but create them as you choose to. Okay, don't let them create you. You create them. You get what I'm saying? Anyway, that's some deeper philosophical stuff we could get into, but I love you guys. Hope this made sense for you. Objective truth. Brum, brum, brum.